Hey guys, so I was watching other Juicy Star 07's throughout the year's videos last night because my insomnia took over, sadly. And I was thinking about doing my own, so why not? So I have some notes jotted down on my iPod. Purple is my favorite color. I'm like all purple today, haha. So yeah. So the first video is supposed to be birth through preschool, and if you don't know what throughout the year's video is, it's where you just talk about your life, about like important things that happened that you find important, and you start out from birth to preschool, and then you go first grade, second grade, to where you are right now. And what I'm going to do, since I'm only going into 7th grade, like once I finish 7th grade, I'll do a throughout the years video in 7th grade and stuff like that, so, as I go. So, birth through preschool. I honestly can't remember much about being like a baby or anything. Well, actually I do. Let me just jot this down so I don't forget. Okay. So when I, now that I think of it, it was actually easier to remember because through preschool, I lived in a separate town in an apartment, whereas now I live in a house in a different town, and I actually remember a lot now that I think about it. I remember like my parents were home my parents were home. Sorry, that's my brother, if you can hear him. My parents were like going out for the weekend, and I was at my grandma's house, and then there was like major thunderstorms and everything, and things were flooding, and like my apartment was on the top floor, but our apartment flooded, if that's a word, I don't know. But it got flooded, I guess that's a word, whatever. So we lived with my grandma for a little bit. Supposedly this is what my mom and dad told me. So yeah, I was lucky that I was not in the house. I was at my grandma's house because when my parents would send me over to my grandma's house, like they would bring me my diaper bag and like all my essentials and everything, so nothing really important to me was in my house. Yeah, cause like I have this panda bear, cause I've always loved pandas as long as I can remember, and like now that I realize it, if like I was in my house or like I left my panda, I would be like devastated. So yeah. And then I remember in preschool there was my first friend, well at least the one that I remember, her name was Juliana, and I remember her just like my friend that I have now. Her name's Deidre. She was like more on the girly side, cause like Deidre's a tomboy and everything. So I was like, "What's her name?" And then I asked my mom. She's like, "Oh, Juliana." I'm like, great. And I lived in Lodi, New Jersey. So yeah. I remember having to bring, like, it was my birthday one day. Like you could bring like snacks in for your birthday or whatever to celebrate, and I did, and I brought in munchkins, and like my school allowed you to like go around to different classrooms in like the principal's office and everything to hand them out. And I remember I got to go with Juliana to the principal's office and give my favorite principal one, and I remember the secretary in the office was like, I would like the glaze, and I'm like, I don't know how I remember this so well, and then I was like, well, what kind of donut munchkin would whatever my principal's name was. And she's like, chocolate glaze. I'm like, okay. And then we put them, me and Juliana put them on a napkin and we put them in the desk. And then, yeah, I just remember my principal as a very nice, like, fatherly figure, I guess. When I moved from there to here, I remember the principal, like, he personally gave me, like, a big, like, yellow packet thing full of, like, goodies, like pencils and, like, certificates, like, that I've earned throughout the year that I wasn't going to get at the end of the year because I moved. So, yeah, that was nice. I think I still have it. I don't think I have the pencil, obviously, but, yeah, that was nice. I remember my school was a, like, total, like, elementary school. Like, it had preschool in it, and it was a couple of floors. I think it was 2 or 3 floors. And I remember, like, during, like, my parents would have to drop me off because, like, I was in preschool. I did not go on the bus. I remember, like, it was winter. Sorry, what's my phone going off? I remember, like, seeing all the kids, like, playing, like throwing snowballs and everything, like, waiting for, the doors to open, because you would have to get, if you were dropped off, you would have to get dropped off early, yeah. And I was like, oh, and then I found Juliana, and we had a snowball fight. It was so much fun. I remember that. Yeah. I like my school. I remember in music class, like, music class was downstairs, and, it was really fun, because, like, you would always be in your one classroom, and we'd always be excited to go to our special, that's what you call it, I guess, special, because you could go, like, around the, school and everything, and it was fun. I remember one time in class we were learning about exclamation points, and we were all like, why is she writing an I upside down? I remember that. It was fun. So yeah, that was way more than I expected to remember. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to go film the kindergarten one now. So, bye.